It's not by coincidence that INFJs can't live a normal life. There's a deeper reason behind it. Have you ever felt like you just don't fit into the mold that society has laid out? Like no matter how much you try to embrace what others consider normal, whether it's a traditional career path, surface-level relationships, or the pursuit of material success, it just doesn't resonate with you? If you're an INFJ, you've probably spent years questioning why you seem to walk a path so different from those around you. The truth is, it's not your fault. You're wired differently. Your mind, emotions, and perception of life operate on an entirely different frequency. The things that bring other people joy, like socializing in large groups, chasing external validation, or following conventional life paths, often feel hollow and meaningless to you. While society values routine, conformity, and practicality, you are driven by depth, purpose, and an unshakable need for authenticity. And because of that, the so-called normal life isn't just unappealing, it's suffocating. Trying to conform feels like wearing a mask that slowly drains you, forcing you to suppress your true self just to blend in. But the more you try, the more disconnected you feel, from others, from society, and from your own essence. In this video, we'll dive deep into the psychology of the INFJ personality and uncover the profound reasons why you can't, and shouldn't, force yourself into a normal life. We'll validate the struggles you've faced, shed light on the unique qualities that set you apart, and most importantly, help you embrace your journey rather than fight against it. So, if you've ever felt like an outsider in a world that doesn't quite understand you, stay tuned, because this is for you. Let's begin. 1. The relentless need for authenticity. Living a normal life often demands that people adapt, wear masks, and conform to societal expectations. Many can effortlessly play along, molding themselves to fit into different social circles. But for you, as an INFJ, this feels like suffocation. You have an innate, almost psychic ability to detect dishonesty, manipulation, or masked intentions in others. It's not just about spotting liars, it's about sensing when people are being inauthentic, even with themselves. You find it exhausting to engage in shallow small talk, surface-level friendships, or corporate environments where people are expected to pretend they care. While others may tolerate fake smiles and half-hearted conversations, your soul craves depth, sincerity, and raw, unfiltered truth. This relentless need for authenticity often makes you feel like an outsider. You may have been accused of being too serious or too intense for simply wanting real conversations instead of empty pleasantries. Even in relationships, you can't force connections. If the energy doesn't feel genuine, you mentally check out. Imagine standing in a room full of people, laughing and chatting, but you feel completely alone because you sense that no one is being real. It's like watching actors in a play while you stand backstage, questioning why no one else sees the script. Instead of trying to blend in, embrace your natural gift for depth by surrounding yourself with people who appreciate raw, meaningful conversations. Seek out communities that align with your values rather than forcing yourself to tolerate surface-level interactions. 2. The INFJ's visionary mind. Most people live in the present, content with stability, routine, and the comforts of life. But you, as an INFJ, live in the future. Your mind is constantly painting possibilities, envisioning a better world, deeper connections, and more meaningful work. This ability makes you an idealistic dreamer, someone who sees the unseen and believes in potential rather than just reality. While others may focus on financial gains, job promotions, or social status, you're drawn to purpose, impact, and legacy. You don't just want to live, you want to change lives. However, this visionary mindset also creates a painful disconnect from the world around you. You may share an idea, only to be met with blank stares or dismissive laughter. People might say, "You think too much. Be realistic. Not everything has to be so deep." And that's what makes life frustrating for you. You see what could be, while others only see what is. You share a creative idea about how the world could be more empathetic, and someone responds, "That's just how life is." You feel the sting of disappointment, realizing that most people lack your depth of vision. Instead of seeking validation from the wrong people, surround yourself with fellow visionaries, artists, deep thinkers, and change makers, those who don't just accept reality but actively shape it. 3. The pain of being misunderstood. INFJs are the rarest personality type, making up only 1 to 2% of the population. While this uniqueness is a gift, it also comes with a deep and lonely struggle, being profoundly misunderstood. You experience emotions at a depth that others can't even comprehend. You see patterns in human behavior that others overlook. You instinctively understand what people feel, even when they don't say a word. But the moment you try to explain your thoughts, you often feel like you're speaking a different language. You express your deep, complex insights about life, only to be told, "You're overthinking. Why are you so serious? You're being too sensitive." Over time, these reactions push you further into solitude. You stop sharing your thoughts, not because you lack them, but because you've learned that most people won't understand. This is why INFJs often prefer writing over speaking. When you put your thoughts into words, you have time to shape them without the pressure of someone dismissing them before they're fully expressed. Instead of forcing yourself to fit into conventional social molds, accept that not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. Seek out the rare souls who do. Journaling, creative expression, and INFJ-focused communities can help you feel seen and heard without needing to constantly explain yourself. 4. The INFJ's introverted nature and social burnout. We live in a world that glorifies networking, socializing, and putting yourself out there. Extroverts thrive in this environment, effortlessly bouncing from one conversation to the next. But for you, as an INFJ, socializing is not just an activity, it's an energy exchange. Every interaction comes with an emotional imprint that lingers long after the conversation is over. Because as an INFJ, you don't just hear people's words, you feel them. You process the unsaid emotions behind their sentences, analyze their intentions, and absorb their energy like a sponge. After spending time in social settings, your mental and emotional capacity is depleted, leaving you drained, overstimulated, and craving solitude. But society misinterprets this. You may have been called too quiet, too serious, too distant, when in reality, you're just trying to conserve your energy for things that truly matter to you. You attend a social event, smile, engage, and even enjoy parts of it. But the moment you get home, you feel mentally exhausted, emotionally raw, and desperate for solitude. People assume you had fun, but what they don't realize is that you're now carrying the emotional residue of multiple conversations, replaying them in your mind like an endless movie. Honor your need for solitude. Don't feel guilty for canceling plans when you need rest. Limit unnecessary social interactions. Prioritize depth over quantity. Spend time with people who truly understand you. Schedule recharge time after social events. Treat your alone time as a non-negotiable necessity, not a luxury. 5. The relentless search for purpose. Most people are content with a stable income, a comfortable home, and a predictable routine. But you? You feel an unshakable inner calling to do something meaningful. A life without purpose, impact, and deeper meaning feels like slow suffocation. Your mind is constantly asking, am I truly making a difference? Is this work fulfilling my soul? What is my true mission in life? A traditional 9-to-5 job, no matter how financially rewarding, often feels pointless if it lacks depth. Clocking in and out, following corporate rules, and working just to survive? That's not an INFJ's idea of success. You need to create, inspire, and transform in a way that leaves an impact. You work in an office where people are just focused on hitting targets and impressing the boss. But deep down, you don't care about numbers, you care about meaning. You find yourself questioning, what's the point of all this? While others are perfectly fine following the system. This disconnect can make you feel lost, restless, and even depressed when you don't align with your true purpose. Explore creative and humanitarian careers. INFJs thrive as writers, counselors, artists, psychologists, coaches, or nonprofit leaders. Seek work that aligns with your values. If your current job feels meaningless, find ways to infuse purpose into it or plan your exit strategy. Don't compare your path to others. Your journey is meant to be unique, embrace it. 6. The struggle with setting boundaries. Your deep empathy is one of your greatest gifts, but it's also one of your biggest struggles. As an INFJ, you have an intense ability to feel others' pain as if it were your own. You want to help, heal, and support those around you. But here's the problem: some people take advantage of your kindness. Emotional vampires drain you without giving anything back. You struggle to say no because you genuinely care. This leads to emotional burnout. You give so much of yourself to others that there's nothing left for you. Over time, you feel used, exhausted, and resentful, but you still find it difficult to walk away. A friend constantly calls you to dump their emotional problems on you, but never asks how you're doing. You feel obligated to listen because you don't want to hurt them. But after every call, you feel emotionally drained. Start practicing the word no. Saying no to others' needs is saying yes to your well-being. Identify energy-draining relationships. Not everyone deserves access to your emotional depth. Create an energy budget. If someone is draining more than they're giving, reconsider the relationship. 7. The INFJ's fear of wasted potential. One of the greatest inner battles you face as an INFJ is the relentless pressure to live up to your highest potential. While many people measure success by wealth or status, you measure it by impact, meaning, and purpose. But this creates a deep, internal fear. What if I never achieve what I'm meant to do? What if I waste my potential? Am I running out of time? Unlike others who can coast through life, you feel an urgent, almost spiritual drive to make a difference. You constantly analyze your choices, fearing that settling for a conventional life will mean betraying your true self. You see someone following a traditional career path, and while they're happy, you feel deeply unsettled. You know you're meant for something more, but what if you never figure it out? This restless energy keeps you up at night. Define your personal version of success. Not everyone's purpose looks the same. What does impact mean to you? Focus on progress, not perfection. Don't let the fear of making the wrong choice paralyze you from taking action. Trust your intuition. Your inner compass will guide you toward the right path, but only if you listen to it. 8. The INFJ's complex inner world. Your mind is a labyrinth of deep thoughts, abstract ideas, and intuitive connections that most people would struggle to comprehend. While others may focus on what's in front of them, you're constantly looking for hidden meanings, deeper truths, and subconscious motivations. This mental complexity makes everyday conversations feel shallow and exhausting. Small talk about the weather, celebrity gossip, or weekend plans? That's not where your mind lives. You crave discussions about the human condition, the mysteries of the universe, and the psychology behind human behavior. While your peers may enjoy binge-watching reality TV for fun, you're analyzing the psychological dynamics of the characters. When someone makes a casual comment, you're already breaking it down into layers: what they said, what they meant, and what they didn't say but secretly felt. Because your mind operates on a different wavelength, people often misunderstand your depth as being too serious or overthinking. Feel uncomfortable when you challenge their worldview. Dismiss your insights because they don't see what you see. Find your intellectual tribe. Connect with people who appreciate deep conversations through books, online INFJ forums, philosophy groups, or creative communities. Balance depth with playfulness. You don't have to force small talk, but try integrating humor and lightheartedness to keep conversations engaging. Journal your insights. Your thoughts are valuable. Writing them down can help you process them without feeling isolated. 9. The struggle with finding true connection. INFJs don't just want friends, they want soul connections. A surface-level relationship feels like an emotional wasteland to you. You crave depth, vulnerability, and profound understanding. But in a world where most people prefer casual conversations and fleeting connections, this can feel like an endless search for something that barely exists. You meet someone new, and while they seem nice, their energy feels distant, uninterested, or superficial. They talk about work, parties, and trends, but never about their fears, dreams, or inner world. Within minutes, you realize, this isn't a connection, it's just noise. People rarely match your emotional intensity. You often feel alone, even in a crowded room. Your need for depth makes you seem picky or hard to connect with. Seek out quality over quantity. INFJs don't need a large circle, just a few kindred spirits. Be patient with connections. Sometimes, depth takes time to unfold. Not everyone reveals their true self immediately. Build a relationship with yourself. The deeper you understand your own needs, the easier it is to recognize when a connection is genuine. 10. The INFJ's inability to compromise on values. Most people, at some point, compromise their values to fit into societal expectations. They stay in unfulfilling jobs, tolerate manipulative relationships, or turn a blind eye to unethical behavior. But as an INFJ, your moral compass is non-negotiable. You would rather walk away from financial security than betray your integrity. You would rather be alone than in the wrong company. While this makes you strong and self-respecting, it also makes life more difficult. You're in a high-paying job, but the company engages in unethical business practices. While others ignore it for the sake of stability, you can't shake the feeling of moral discomfort. You eventually leave, even if it means financial uncertainty. You may lose opportunities because you refuse to play the game. People might see you as rigid or unrealistic. You sometimes feel isolated for standing by your principles. Trust that the right people and opportunities align with your values. Don't lower your standards for temporary comfort. Use your conviction as a strength. Your strong sense of ethics makes you an incredible leader, advocate, or creator. Find careers and relationships that align with your principles. You thrive when your environment respects your authenticity. 11. The INFJ's intuitive gift and curse. You have a deeply intuitive mind. You see patterns, hidden motives, and future outcomes before others even sense them. But while this makes you an excellent judge of character and situation, it also alienates you. You sense when someone is lying, even when everyone else believes them. You predict a toxic situation months before it unfolds. You see what people are unwilling to admit, and because of this, they dismiss you until reality proves you right. Your insights can be overwhelming for others. People often reject what they're not ready to face. You might doubt yourself when others don't validate your intuition. Trust your intuition, even when others don't. Over time, it will prove itself correct. Don't always reveal what you see. Some truths are best discovered naturally. Use your intuition wisely. Channel it into areas like psychology, coaching, writing, or leadership. 12. The desire to heal the world. You carry an almost unbearable burden to fix what's broken in the world. Whether it's helping people, changing systems, or creating awareness, your heart aches for a better reality. You feel emotional pain when you witness social injustice, suffering, or ignorance. While others detach, you feel an inescapable duty to act. You often feel overwhelmed by the world's problems. You absorb pain that isn't yours to carry. You struggle to balance helping others and protecting your energy. Set boundaries around how much you give. You can't help others if you're drained. Find structured ways to make an impact. Writing, activism, therapy, or coaching can be outlets for your need to heal. Accept that you can't save everyone. Your energy is best spent where it creates lasting change. 13. The INFJ's unconventional definition of success. While the world chases money, status, and recognition, you define success as internal fulfillment, impact, and meaning. This unconventional mindset often makes you feel out of place. Your peers are focused on climbing the corporate ladder, but you're more concerned with emotional well-being, creativity, and personal growth. They may see you as unambitious, but in reality, you simply refuse to measure success in superficial terms. You were never meant to live a normal life. Your depth, intuition, and empathy make you an outlier in a world that thrives on conformity. Embracing your uniqueness and finding your own path is not only essential for your happiness but also for the healing and transformation you bring to others. If this resonates with your INFJ soul, leave a comment and share your struggles and experiences. Let's create a community where INFJs feel seen, validated, and understood. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.